doing? How are you all? I'm just going to have a quick look now and see who we've got in the chat. Oh, we've got 40 people watching. That went from 42 to 40, so I was a bit gutted there. 40 people watching. I'm going to have a quick scan through and see who we've got. Isn't it been a lovely day today? Oh my God, I've been so pleased. The weather's so nice. I really needed a little bit of sunshine. Hello to Dave. Hello to Ali. Hello to Michael. Michael from Hull. Hello to Melissa. Melissa Phillips, all the way from America. Hello to Cara. D2 UK. Hello to Andy from Halifax. He hasn't told me he's from Halifax. Oh, he has told me he's from Halifax. Hello to Michael. Hello to Jason. Hello to Bridget. Hello to Sarah Dumont. Hello to Andy. Cara. I said Cara, didn't I? And I said Andy. That's just me all over, isn't it? But hello to you all. Good evening. First of all, I'd like to just apologise for the fact that we're going live midweek. Hopefully it isn't too much of a problem for you all. There is a little bit of a reason I picked midweek. It's basically because obviously we're so busy with Tim's channel at the weekend that I don't want to like completely...
Don't lie.
What? We are busy with your channel all the time.
I am, you're not.
Hey, I'm always there now. I do tag along. I tag along. But yeah, so because we're so busy, I don't really want to like overload you with Tim and Gabby a little bit too much, you know. Just wanted to like space it out a bit so that you wouldn't get too cheesed off with us, basically. Or us, me, because obviously Tim's not really part of this today, although he is here doing some camera work for me. Cara's just asked me a question. Cara's just said to me, do I do Patreon like Tim? I do have a Patreon account.
Yeah.
I do, yeah. I set it up about a year ago when Tim first set up his, and I didn't really do anything with it because my fan base wasn't very big at all. So yeah, I just kind of put it there and left it. But it is somewhere floating around. So maybe when things get a little bit more established in the Gabby world, maybe we will look into doing some Patreon. How are you all? Obviously this is a Q&A, okay? Q&A means, for anyone that's like me, who's a little bit not so clued up with the whole lingo, Q&A means question and answers, okay? So what that means is this is your opportunity to fire anything at me and I'll happily answer. We've got Smidge in the house. Smidge is here. God, he looks grumpy tonight. He is so grumpy.
Smidge.
He's so grumpy. Basically, as well, it has taken me this long. I'd like to apologise that it's taken me this long to do a live because it's been a while since my last live. Last one I did was it a coffee morning I did last or a wine night? I can't remember. I think it was a coffee morning. And I did intend to do a wine night a little bit sooner than this, live-wise. But it's just that I've been back at work. And for all of you that know a bit about me, I do work 6 days a week. So it is very time consuming, so finding the time to do the lives is really, really hard, and do videos for it as well. But I am committed. I am going to do it, but I'd just like to apologise for, I can see Smidge's ears. I'd just like to apologise for yeah, the delay, but we're here now. We're here and we are going good, and I've got a few things to report, but I'm going to go through any questions that you've got. When's Smidge doing a live Q&A? Smidge, they've got some questions for you. Smidge, what did you have for your dinner today? That's what they want to know. What did you have? Can you not put the camera on Smidge's face right now so everyone can see him? No, Smidge? So, yeah, there's Smidge. He is here. He's in the house. Susan's in the house as well. Hello, Susan. How are you? Chelsea has won tonight. I don't really follow the football, so I have to apologise there. How long have I been singing for, says Tanita. Right, first question. So, I've been singing since the age of about, I would say, well, I've always sort of sang. I've always been in the back of the car as like a top with my like legs kicking in the air and singing like songs in the back of the car. Maybe a little bit of I Should Be So Lucky. But I actually started wanting to become a singer from about the age of probably about 10. But so it was pretty sort of slow moving, to be honest with you, because when you're 10, obviously you're not really serious about what you're doing. You just know that you really like it and want to do more. So I was doing talent shows from the age of 10, and you probably know from my last Q&A, I didn't have an easy ride when it came to doing like auditions for jobs and talent shows and stuff like that. It was always very, very difficult. But it wasn't until I got my first job as a singer when I was 14 as a Spice Girl. Well, I weren't a Spice Girl. I was in a Spice Girl tribute band. So that was my first paid singing work as such. So that was pretty good. And it sort of stemmed from there. So I'd say 14 upwards, I started sort of getting paid for my singing. So that was really, really nice. Everyone can see Smidge. Aw, didn't he look gorgeous tonight? He's moody though. So yeah, that's how long I've been singing for, really. I've been singing since I was 14, but it's been a little bit up and down. Obviously, alongside having a singing career, you've got to have a little bit of a backup plan, because when you work as a freelancer, it's just nice to maybe, I don't know, you don't have to be like that, but I've always liked to have a bit more reassurance financially. So I've always had 2 jobs, sometimes 3. So yeah, I've always done that. But to be honest with you, as gigs have been, well, before coronavirus, gigs were picking up massively to the point where it was like, you know, what am I going to do? Is it going to be one or the other? Because I was struggling to do both. I was like finishing work at 6 o'clock and I was racing home, getting changed really quickly, shoving some food down my neck if I was lucky, and off to my next gig. And I was absolutely shattered from a full day at work, and yet I had to have the energy to do a gig as well. And believe me, even though gigs don't seem like a long time, the amount of energy you've got to put into them, it's massive. So yeah, it was a struggle. So when the lockdown happened, I was kind of relieved a little bit for a rest. I know it sounds really bad, but obviously I didn't want anyone to like be in lockdown or anything, but because I was furloughed and the gigs had stopped, I was gutted. But then on the other hand, I was like, oh my god, I don't have to do anything, and that felt really nice. I have to admit. But obviously the coronavirus situation wasn't nice, but just having a break from life for a moment, like a bit of time out, was kind of nice in some respects. Melissa says, never too much, Gabby. Thank you. It's nice to see you on here. Gerald says, yeah, Tim is the director this evening. He's the one doing all the filming. Dave says, good luck when you start doing your gigs again next month, Gabby. Thank you. My first gig back is going to be the 1st of May, which is in Peterborough. So I don't know if any of you are in the Peterborough area or around about there, but that is where my first gig back is going to be. I'm trying to get June filled at the moment, so I've got quite a few gigs lined up already, depending on how things go with the coronavirus. I've just had one cancelled because one of the venues still can't, because of government guidelines. Sales Holiday Park and Stanton, so that was a bit of a shame. But hopefully they will rebook. Do I say a lot? I think I say a lot. That's really, really annoying, isn't it? Because I can hear myself saying that and I'm like, stop it, it's really annoying. But yeah, so like I was saying, the gigs are gonna like, they're coming back a bit now, but I still need to get June filled. There's not much for June at the moment, so I need to get some bookings in for June if I can. So I'm gonna be pushing them soon. But I didn't really want to push the venues too hard at the moment with the current situation. They need to get back on their feet, I think. So I didn't want to like push them too much. Andy says, when's Tim getting you a doggy? It all depends, to be honest with you, Andy. We're just playing it by ear at the moment. I would like a little puppy. I can't deny it. Who wouldn't want a puppy? But Tim says they are so much commitment. Like, he said, what are we going to do when we go on holiday? And I said, well, most people put their dogs in the kennels when they go on holiday. And Tim was like, you shouldn't really do that because, well, people do it. He said, but dogs find that really distressing. And I'm like, oh, because we put Smidge in like the cattery, and Smidge is quite hard. Like, he's a hard little cat, and he doesn't really care much about the situation. So I kind of thought the dog would feel the same, but I don't think dogs do. I think they're a bit more emotional than cats, because cats are quite independent. Smidge, you are taking over my show, mate. He's taken over. Sarah says, oh, I like this question. Gabby, if you could have 3 wishes, what would they be? Oh my God, Sarah, that is a really, really interesting question. 3 wishes. Right, first one. Can I have one of the wishes where I wish for all 3 wishes, or does that not count, Sarah? Because then that would be like ongoing wishes, and that'd be really good. Smidge, leave the camera alone. Smidge has just pulled the camera down. Right, 3 wishes. My first wish would be, let me think. I would like eternal health. Do you know what I mean by that? Have I said that right? Eternal health. What I mean is constant good health. Because I would rather have good health over money. Because what good is money if you haven't got your health? So I'd like constant good health. My second wish would be constant good health for my family, so that they could enjoy their life with me without any problems. So that would be nice as well. So health has got a lot to answer for, I think. And thirdly, I would wish for a time machine. Yeah, I would like a time machine. I don't know if I can wish that or not, because time machines don't really exist. But I'd like a time machine so I can get back in my time machine and go and see my nan and granddad and go forward and see maybe my grandkids. Oh my God, not that I want to be a granny, because I don't. I really don't want to be a granny. That's really scary. I do want to be a granny, but I don't want to see myself as a granny or a grandma or a nanny. God, Tim, what are we going to be? Are we going to be like nanny and granddad, or are we going to be like granny and granddad? Oh gosh.
Don't even want to talk about that.
Let's not talk about that.
What will Smidge be?
What would Smidge be? I don't know.
Doing?
But my big question to you is, thank you for that, Sarah. But Sarah and everybody else, what would your 3 wishes be? I'd be interested to know.
Someone said about the mic, it's because the mic is on the iPad rather than on your phone.
Why, what's wrong with the mic?
It's just because the mic's here.
Yeah, well, Tim doesn't keep the mic still, so if it's rattling or cackling or anything like that. No, you always do it when we do a live. Like, you, because of the way you hold the iPad.
Yeah, but the microphone's on the iPad.
You always jolt it and it always goes...
the microphone's on the iPad rather than on your phone, which is next to you. I know,
and you're holding the iPad and you're crackling it and you're moving it too much.
No, I'm not. I'm holding it underneath now.
You have to be very mindful. Anyway, if you want to blame anyone about the mic, that's Tim's fault.
It's Smidge.
That's definitely... And now he's blaming the cat. That's it. All men blame the pets, don't they?
Look at that.
He looks cute.
It's looking into your
Smidge's
soul.
Not impressed. Smidge, you're stealing my thunder tonight. Why? Right, Craig E says, nice to see you on here, Craig. It's nice to see all of you, actually. Sorry if I'm missing everybody, because there's loads of like comments, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Feels special. Right. Craig E says, why did you choose Starbuck as your singing surname? So stage name, right? That is actually what my maiden name is. So my name was Gabriella Starbuck. So Starbuck was my maiden name. But when I married Tim, I just felt like, because I'd already created a little bit of a career for myself, I say little bit, but obviously it was doing all right for itself. Because I created like a singing career as Gaby Starbuck, I didn't want to then be Gaby Linden, because I thought nobody would know who I was, because I'd have to start all over again. So I decided to just keep Starbuck there as my stage name, and then have my other surname for the normality things. So the boring things, really. Sorry about that, Tim. How does that make you feel?
Fine.
Did it make you feel all right? So yeah, that's where Starbuck comes from. It's real. And no, I'm not related to any coffee makers, unfortunately. If I was, that would be really, really nice. Leslie says, good evening, Leslie. Thank you for joining us. When's Tim getting you a glass of wine? Well, the problem I've got at the moment, Dave, is I can't really drink. I really want to drink, but I can't because I'm having an operation. So that's happening on Friday. So I'm trying to stay in top-notch health, but I do have a bottle of water. So, woohoo! I'm so excited. I'm gutted, actually. And on the back, it's got my times. And I'm actually only at 9 o'clock in the morning, so that's how much I've drank. So, I'm not doing too well with the water, to be honest with you, because I find water quite boring. I know you've got to drink it, but I do find it quite boring. I prefer my teas and my coffees and my Prosecco, as you know. But I'm just trying to stay in good health until I've had this operation. But do not panic, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is a very, very minor operation, but I just want to make sure that I'm all tickety-boo, you know.
Someone says, why does it say Exy on your computer?
Well, it did say sexy. It did say sexy, but the S fell off. And the reason it said sexy, I'm sure I might have said this before, actually, on one of Tim's live. is because Tim bought me this for Christmas, this laptop, but he also bought Holly exactly the same one in exactly the same colour. So we've got 2 laptops in the house that are identical. And obviously she's got her schoolwork on hers and I've got my stuff. So if I fire up my computer and Holly's schoolwork's on it and I'm like, oh God, I've got to go through it all again on the other computer. So this way I thought if I just put sexy on it, then I can just go straight to it. I know that's mine because I'm the sexy one in the house. Right? I don't think Tim's even listening. I thought I was going to get a bit of a backup applause there or a little bit of a smile or a laugh, and I got nothing.
You are, of course you are.
Don't think you're even listening to me, Tim.
I'm trying to sort out the cameras.
Oh, thank you very much. Tanita says, I love the Spice Girls. To Gaby, thank you for answering my question. You are more than welcome, Tanita. Any more questions, just fire them away. Yeah, and I was Posh Spice, just so you know. Natalie Bandy, how long have you been married to Tim? And I love Tim's video
Too long.
Today of the Great Yarmouth Big Wheel. We've been married, is it 8 years next month? Is it 8 years or is it 9 years?
Don't you know?
I'm just trying to think. But we got married in 2013. That's 8 years, isn't it? You do start to lose count after like 2 years. Because when you count to 3, it's just too hard from that point onwards. But yeah, we've been married for 8 years. It only feels like yesterday. You can probably see our wedding picture or a part of it in the background. Like, it feels like yesterday when we got married. It's just gone so quick. But we're hoping to renew our vows soon. On the 10th year, we were going to renew our vows. We were going to go somewhere like Mediterranean or not Mediterranean, Caribbean, weren't it? We were going to go somewhere exotic, and we were just going to have like just a me and him private ceremony, renew our vows. But with coronavirus, I just don't know what's going to happen. So we haven't like booked anything to renew our vows yet because everything's just pending, isn't it, really? So we're just hanging in there. But we've actually been together 11 years. So that's actually pretty good going, I would say. We're tolerating each other for 11 years. And we're still madly in love, aren't we, Tim?
Yeah.
He says that with great enthusiasm. So, moving on, Gerald. Tim, what's the matter with the mic? He keeps knocking it. That's the problem. Or is that the bit you actually read before?
Read that before. You're really behind.
Am I really behind? I'm so sorry. I'll catch you all up. I'll stop rabbling too much. Melissa, Gaby, are you going on the Ferris wheel? Dunno. Maybe. I feel a bit unsteady on a Ferris wheel. I don't mind a good old roller coaster.
It's not called a Ferris wheel.
What's it called then if it's not a Ferris wheel? What's it called?
Well,
Big
it's
wheel.
not classed, yeah.
Big wheel, Ferris wheel. What do you guys call it? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I feel a bit unsteady. I think it's because they go so slow. There was one in at Disneyland in LA that we went on, and I don't know if anyone's been to Disneyland in LA, but they have like a Ferris wheel. Obviously, it goes round like your natural wheel, and then it sort of, when it stops, it jolts down into these like little rigidy. I can't explain it. You have to Google it. It's in the Disney bit basically, and it goes up and then it just jolts down and it just throws you about, and it makes you feel literally like it's breaking and you're gonna fall, and that kind of like made me feel a bit like I think I'd rather go on Rita the Queen of Speed at Alton Towers, to be honest with you, because at least that gets over and done with a little bit quicker. So I don't know. I might go on it just for the crack, just like film it for you guys, but I can't say I'm going to be thrilled.
When are we going back to LA?
No, I was talking about if we go on the one in Great Yarmouth.
Oh, I've already done that. I went on it today.
Andy said he liked the old Spice Girl pictures. Yeah, if you go on my singing page, if you haven't done so already, you will see some pictures of me as a Spice Girl. Bear
Tell
in
people
mind,
to
I was
give
a
the
lot
video a
younger
thumbs
then.
up.
You what?
Tell people to give the thumbs up.
93 people watching. Holy wow! Wow!
That
When did that happen? What?
That doesn't even make sense. Holy wow.
What? I was going to say holy, beginning with S, and then I thought, no, you can't swear on here. So I was like, wow, that's really cool. Thank you for everyone tuning in. I feel really honoured. That's the most I have ever had. That's amazing. Even when I've done my gigs on Facebook, I've not had that much. So I feel really chuffed. And all I'm doing is talking SHIT. No, not really. I'm answering your questions, and they're very important. John says, can you persuade Tim to do another duet with you sometime? John,
no.
I will. I was about to say I'll try, but he's just answered your question.
I'm an awful singer. Why would you want me to do that?
Because it's entertaining, because you're so bad. I think that me and Tim just, we need to get him some Prosecco down him, and then he'll just sing for Britain. He'll be really good. A couple of drinks and he's all right. Exploring with Kev, Peterborough, not far from me. Oh, Kev, you should come then. You should come to the gig. What do for living beside? Oh, what do I do for a living, Susan? Is that what you mean? I actually am a supervisor at a swimming pool on a holiday park. Yep. So that is what I do.
Is your battery back today?
No, I just got a notification on Facebook. So yeah, I'm a supervisor of a swimming pool, and I don't really have much of a sporty bone in my body, so it's quite interesting really, but it's all about your management skills apparently. Melissa, glad to see you, Gabby. I don't know how far behind I am. I'm so sorry. Hi Gabby, have you been to Primark and the pub now they're open? No. I tell you what, I'm not in a hurry to get to the pub while we're drinking outside, because I think I'm just going to go outside, freeze and suffer, and you know what I'm like with the cold. I don't like being too cold. So I'm just happy to just give the pubs a rest until I need to go in there or stand outside and sing, to be honest with you, because I just don't like being cold. So when they start opening up again, I'll be the first one hammering the door down, trust me. And Primark, yes, I really want to go in there badly, but I'm isolating as well. So, you know, I've got to sort of stay indoors. So I can't really go and join the party yet, but when I can, I'll be there, trust me. Sarah, it's an open one. I think she means question for that. Michael, if you could star in a West End musical, which one would you star in and which part would you like to play? Right, okay. Here's the answer to that one, Michael. I really like that question. So I'm not really a West End sort of person. I like my singing and my performing, but I'm not really so much into going to the West End. But we did watch Ghost, didn't we? And we watched a few anyway. But if I could perform in a musical, I don't even know if they do a West End version of this musical, but my favourite musical is the Moulin Rouge, and I would like to play Nicole Kidman's part. I can't even remember her name, you know. Can't remember what her name was, what her character's name was, but I'd love to do her bit, because I'd like to sing Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friends. Yes, that would be me all over. So yeah, if they did a West End show with that, that is who I'd be, and that is what I would do. Love it. Good question though, like it. That can be one wish. Andy Allen, hi Gabby, hi Andy, how are you? Dave, Grandpa Tim has got a ring. Grandpa, I am behind, aren't I, if we're talking about grandparents. Hi
You're
Gabby,
well
have you ever worked at a holiday park? The cabarets often made me laugh. They would often be called Americans something, but they snigged, they were from down the road. Right, I'm going to try and piece that question together just in case I got it wrong. When you say have ever worked at a holiday park, do you mean singing? Because I do a lot of singing at holiday parks. Like I just said, Searles has just been cancelled, so I was gutted about that. I was meant to be at Wild Duck Haven as well, and that got cancelled. And I had one at Hopton, which got cancelled all because of this pandemic. So I'm hoping that when they start doing like indoor cabarets, I'll get rebooked, and then I'll be back at the holiday parks. And then I do like some smaller parks as well. So yeah, I'm sort of getting very, very familiar with the holiday parks now. And hopefully I'll be back at Cater Holiday Park, because last year I got a few cancelled there because of the coronavirus. And you might have known Cater Holiday Park from Tim's vlog, because he did a walk one around, and yeah, that was really good. Anyway, I performed there quite a few times, so you never know. Hopefully they'll have me back this year, but I'm just sort of waiting for the work to roll in right now, and I'm just sort of taking each day as it comes. Teresa says, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? Here! And I'm not joking. I love it here on the East Coast. I absolutely love it. It's I like the UK as well, believe it or not. I don't like being cold, but I do like my 4 seasons. I think when I lived in Gran Canaria, when I was doing like my summer seasons over there, I felt like, because every day was a scorcher, when it rained, which was probably like, I don't know, once every 5 months, when it did rain, it was just like, oh my God, it's raining, and it felt absolutely amazing. So I think if I had constant sunshine like that, I really would miss my 4 seasons. And at Christmas time, I've got to be where it's cold, because I had Christmas in Gran Canaria and it just wasn't the same for me at all. It just didn't feel like Christmas. So home has got to be by the sea. It's got to be in the UK, and it's got to be near a city, and it's got to be near a town. So I kind of got everything I need right here, to be honest with you. So I'm not really in a rush to go anywhere. And with work, when it comes to like singing or acting or anything like that, I'm very familiar with traveling a lot, so it doesn't really play me up. So I'm happy to travel and do that quite well. So yeah, I'm quite happy in the Great Yarmouth area, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to catch up with him now. Poor cat gets blamed for everything. He does, poor little thing. Go to Star Wars Land in Disney. Yeah, well, we're hoping that we were going to go to Florida Disney last year, and then that got cancelled. So if I get a chance, we will do. Thought you picked Starbuck because of the love of coffee. No, Tracy, that actually was my maiden name, believe it or not. It really, really was. Where are you going first? Oh, I've read that bit. Or is that a next? Have you copy and pasted that? Have you ever sung in a band? Andy says. I've only
Because
sung.
you're well behind.
Am I? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise there were so many questions. Please bear with me. I know I'm behind. I'm sorry. Have I ever sang in a band? Yes, I've sang in a band when I've done talent shows. But that's about it. Not for a living though. Holly, doesn't she want to sing? No, she doesn't want to sing. She wants to do more. She did want to be an actress, but she wants to do more like behind the scenes. So she's going to be going into like media, hair and makeup and things like that. Because I think that she's quite a creative person. But you never know. She might go back into acting when she like comes out of a shell a little bit more. I'm just catching up with you. I'm so sorry. Hope you're having a nice day, Celia says. I'm having a lovely day in the sunshine. I'm isolating, but it's a good day. Thank you. Claire says, I hope the operation goes well. It's only a minor one, so it's nothing to worry about. Sorry, I'm trying to keep going. I'm trying to... sorry. I'm so sorry, because there's so many that I need to catch up with. Tanita says, how are you anyway after your coronavirus journey? How bad did it affect you? Because I felt like rubbish and couldn't move, had no energy. Yeah, like, so the coronavirus itself, to me, have you had the vaccine yet? Has anyone had the vaccine? Because I had the AstraZeneca vaccine and... We did, sorry. God, Tim was a right wuss. He really struggled with it.
I was dying.
He was dying. Right,
so was you.
Actually,
we were
you
both
was
feeling
pretty
rough.
hot. You was really hot in bed, and I don't mean it in a sexual sense either. I mean it in the non-sexual sense. You was just sweating. No, if you've had the AstraZeneca, it's like the side effects are a little bit fluey, so you feel like just full of flu. And I did feel really... I went to bed one night. I had a bit of a strange cough, and I thought, this isn't really like your usual cough. Like, there's nothing on my chest, and it's just an aggravating cough. And I said to my dad, I think I've got the coronavirus. And he was like, don't be so bloody daft, in his northern accent. And actually booked a test that night for the next day. That night, I came down with a really bad fever. Tim was away working. And I was shivering, and I was in a bit of a state like you are with the flu, and just felt genuinely rubbish. And then I went and had the test the next day, and then the day after, my results come back, and I'd got it. And I was just like, oh my God, no, me? Why would I've got it? Because you don't think it's going to happen to you. So yeah, it was a bit of a shock. But I was all right after that night of fever, but my immune system was so low that it affected my wisdom tooth, which apparently was dead, which I never knew about. And then I got an abscess on it. So it got infected, I got an abscess, and everything that could go wrong with your wisdom tooth when, come on, your wisdom tooth are not your nicest teeth anyway. Yeah, I was in agony. And I must say that tooth episode was like worse than giving birth. And I'm not joking. So that's how bad it was, and I mean it. Like, I would rather give birth than go through that infection ever again. And then when I had my wisdom tooth taken out, that was not nice either. Like, I was wide awake for it. They never put me out. They just done it, and they really had to, like, tackle me to pull this tooth out. But my whole mouth and even my tongue went numb, and I felt like I was going to choke my tongue, and it was the most horrible sensation ever. So, yeah, I did not feel good. So... yeah, this coronavirus, it tends to want to attack the immune system and play on your weak spots more than anything. So anyway, I've had the jab now, so I'm like looking upwards, onwards and upwards. But it took a while to get over the side effects of that jab, to be honest. Gerald says he had no effects after the jab. Lucky you, Gerald. Do you have the AstraZeneca or did you have the Pfizer? Because I think the Pfizer's a little bit more mild, isn't it? But I think the AstraZeneca is a bit harsh. Melissa says she had Pfizer. Everything went fine. Just a sore arm. Yeah, you're meant to get the sore arm, aren't you? I did have a sore arm, and it was getting better. And then I was laying watching like a film at night, and I was laying on Tim because he's using Tim like as a cushion, you know. Like I always sort of like just pile my weight on him, and he's always struggling. Even like in bed, I like take up the whole bed and sort of lay everywhere, and he's like, will you just move over? And I'm just like, no, and I take it all. So even on the couch, so I need all the space. So I was just laying on Tim and like had my arm against him, and then when the movie was over, I got up and I was like, oh, I forgot that's where the jab, it really hurts. And it took ages like for it to get better again. So it was like, you know, you have to remember where you've had it. Dave, he had the Pfizer, got a second one next month, felt fine. See, the Pfizer seems to be a lot more mild, doesn't it? Sarah's had the first jab, felt rubbish for a few days and a horrible headache. Yes, Sarah, that is one of the biggest things. Like, up until yesterday, my head has not really felt right. It's felt really like woozy and a bit woo, you know. And actually, the Sunday when me and Tim did the walk live, Easter Sunday, I don't know if you remember, and Tim kept saying to me during the live, are you okay? You're a bit quiet. I don't know if anyone can recall that or not. And I was a little bit more quieter because I didn't feel right at all. Like my head, I kept feeling like the concrete was there when I was walking. So I did not feel great on that live at all. And that's all because of the jab. I'm sure of it. Just Sarah Scott's message has been retracted. Do sing at the California Tavern. Right, Claire. So I had a gig at the California Tavern a couple of years ago. And then I was booked for a second gig at the California Tavern. And just a couple of days before my gig, the gentleman or the man that runs it rang me up and cancelled me. No, he didn't ring me up. He texted me, sorry. He cancelled me. And I asked him why. I said, no problem. Do you want to reschedule? And he said, no, thanks. And I was like, well, that was rather rude. So, and not only that, he cancelled me like 2 days prior to my gig, preventing me from being able to book further work. So I would have preferred a bit more notice, to be honest with you, especially with no reason. So because he didn't give me a reason for it. So I don't think I'm in a hurry to want to go back there because I really can't afford to take a chance on booking myself at the California Tavern because I don't really trust the man that booked me, to be honest. And I need to be booked by solid people, if you know what I mean, because this is my bread and butter at the end of the day. But I do perform in this area anyway, so keep your eyes peeled. I've got a gig at the Watch House, which is in Caister, and it's a really, really nice venue, and that's going to be in May, end of May. So if you're in the area, it'll be fantastic if you guys can pop in. Michael, I had the AstraZeneca jab, and I totally wiped me out for 4 days with loss of energy and migraine and headaches. Yeah, it's really weird how that particular one does that. Cara turned down the jab, too many scary stories. I must admit, Cara, when we'd had ours and I was having this fuzzy head for a while, like Michael said, I was thinking, I'm really like, I don't know if I should have actually had it. I'm kind of regretting it now because is this ever going to go away or is this going to stay with me forever, this weird head feeling? But I actually feel fine now. So I'm kind of glad I've done it and hopefully that bit I've sort of got past.
Missed the message from Andy talking about wanting to know about the time that we did double work on EastEnders.
Where was that? Have I gone straight past that? I'm so sorry. If I've missed anyone's messages, I do apologise because I was running through them slowly, taking my time with them, making sure I didn't miss anyone. And then Tim's like really behind. And I was like, oh, and I panicked and I shot right down to the end. And I think I missed loads, so I really do apologise. What was Andy's question? Because I can't find it.
Tell us about your time on EastEnders as a double.
We've done quite a few things on EastEnders, as you probably know. We hadn't really sort of spoke much about it because I think me and Tim... after finally getting the work on there, we were a little bit apprehensive if we sort of, because when you've got acting work, you can't really speak of your acting work before it's aired, because if you do that, it sort of jeopardises a few things. So we have to be quite careful about, we just have to be like careful about when we say things and when and stuff like that. But we've done like double work, like I've done Honey a few times, and Tim's done Jay. I've done Sharon Mitchell's Hands a few times. I've done Tina as well. I think Tina's dead. I think I actually was in her last scene. I don't know how much of this I can actually say. Like, I actually sort of played half of her dead on the floor, to be honest. So yeah, so we've doubled with them a lot, and we've met a lot of the cast, and it's when we first went in there, it was really like, oh my god, it's amazing. Oh my god, there's Stuart. You know, we were sort of quite blown away by when we saw them, and then like towards the end of it, thanks Tim. Yeah, and by the end of it, we just suddenly was like, you just talk to them normally, and sort of that kind of starstruck feeling kind of wears off, and you don't really think much of it. But we've done loads of things, and we've also done like your bit of background work and that. But you'll never see us as doubles because we're doubles, so you won't know it's us. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. So we have our moment of fame, but you won't know it's us. And that's the whole point of it. You're not supposed to. That's why we're such good lookalikes, I suppose. But it's been fantastic. It's been really fantastic doing it as well. But I don't know, now coronavirus is sort of easing up. I don't know how much more work doing doubles will get. But, you know, there's other stuff coming up, and we're quite happy with that. Hi Tim and Gabby, how are you both this evening? I am fine, thanks. When is your next gig? Because I want to come and see you. My next gig is in Peterborough, Sarah. So obviously I don't know what area you're from, but the next one is Peterborough at the Fletton X Working Men's Club. So that's in Fletton, in Peterborough. Oh my god, I said that really loud. All right, Fletton. Yeah, and in the Great Yarmouth area, my next one is the Watch House. I did have one at Sells, which was going to be one of the Tuesdays in the middle of May, but that's just been cancelled because they're not doing indoor stuff at the moment. So that was a bit of a shame. Dave says, do you sing at the Highwayman at Winterton-on-Sea? Is that the Hermanus, the Highwayman? Is it?
Yeah.
No, I haven't sung there.
I think so.
I didn't even know they had any singers there. Might be worth actually maybe getting in touch and just putting my card in maybe. But like I said, at the moment I'm not like hounded anyone too much, because I know they need to get back on their feet. So the last thing they want when they're just trying to earn a buck or two is a singer going, can I come and sing for you tonight, and can you pay me X amount please? And they're probably thinking, hang on, we haven't even sold our first pint yet. So I just want to like give them a bit of a chance really. But yeah, I might take a card in there. Do you think they said, oh my god, it's Gabby and Tim? What you mean on EastEnders, Sarah, do you mean? All right, so Gerald says, adjust your singing contract so you get a percentage if they cancel. Perfect legal. Do you know what? I would do that. Usually, like, in these sort of cases, yeah, I think if someone is, like, not very reliable, it might be a case of, yeah, maybe in the future. But I got a bit of a bad vibe, if we're being honest. I got a bit of a bad vibe, so yeah. But either way, we're good. And I had plenty of work anyway the next few years, so I didn't really lose any sleep over it. But I do believe that it's a nice sort of little venue, though, the California Tavern. I think it's nice if you go there and have like a steak on a Wednesday night or something like that. Glad you're feeling better and had your first jab. How many children do you have? Tanita says. Just the one. It feels like loads, but it is just the one. But she's 16 now, so she's not really a child anymore. I know I uploaded... I can't say this out loud because she doesn't know I've done it. But the short that I uploaded, she doesn't know. Obviously it was 5 then. Anyway, you probably can't hear me, so I better change the subject, but you get where I'm coming from. Melissa says, do you like to do more acting, Gabby and Tim? Yes. Yes, I'm really getting into it. We did a crime, not a crime thing, but like a reenactment thing. Actually, it was for somewhere in America, actually, Melissa. I actually put like the post up on my singing page, or like the link of the actual series. It was called, what was it called? Can't remember. What was the series called? That murder thing we did.
Death Do Us Part.
Till Death Do Us Part. We did 2 episodes of that where we sort of reenacted like a murder sort of thing going on, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, that sounds really stupid to say, I don't mean that, but I just really liked getting sort of lost in that whole acting world, and I really liked it. And yeah, I just want to do quite a bit more of it, really. And the agent we've got is quite good, because like loads of different things keep coming in, and it keeps it all sort of exciting. Claire Hawkins, hope to see you both walking around Scrappy. We have a caravan green farm. We are really excited. It is open when we'll be down there. This weekend. Yeah, apparently it's all opened up, isn't it? The holiday parks. So I know that Hemsby Beach, where I work, has opened up. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Geraldine says, I was in an episode of The Bill on TV in the 1980s when they filmed at a pub in Yarmouth. What pub was that? I'm interested to know, Geraldine. Let me know. Oh, exciting stuff. I love The Bill. It's a shame they get rid of all the good ones. And I used to like Brookside as well. So did any of you see the latest vlog that I did, which was what was my latest one? One of me and Tim singing. Did you enjoy it? That was actually the last gig on Facebook that I did. So obviously I re-uploaded that to YouTube. So people on YouTube that aren't on Facebook can have a little look at it. But I'm thinking that I might do another gig at some point. I'm just going to find like a spare day when I'm not doing anything, like a Sunday, or it's not clashing with walks or anything like that. And hopefully I'll do one from home. I know that lockdown is sort of finishing and gigs are coming about. But if I can find a spare Sunday, there's no reason why I can't put one in there. Mario says, hi, good evening. How are you? I'm very well. I'm isolating at the moment, Mario, but apart from that, I'm very good. John says, I'm looking forward to getting a haircut. Tell me about it. I can't wait to get my hair done. I'm so excited. I just got to find a day for it. So, anyway, just quickly to let you know before we start looking at wrapping this up. Loved it. It was so much fun. That was good, wasn't it? Tim is great, and he's thoroughly entertaining when he sings, that's for sure. Next week, yeah, definitely next week. It'll probably be midweek again, because the weekends are getting a bit chocker with Tim's stuff. But next week, during the week, I want to do a live, not so much a Q&A, but I will read your questions in a minute. But I'm going to do a live on talking about mental health. And one of the main subjects that I would, because I did say that when I put my mental health video up, that I would do some lives, and we'll do some live chats on different like subjects of mental health, because obviously under the mental health category, there is so many different things, as you know. And I wanted to cover all these different subjects, or not that I'm an expert on these subjects, but just chat about it basically, and just talk about my personal experiences, and for you guys to talk to me if you want to about yours as well, because I think it's really nice to sort of talk about it like it is something normal, because it is normal. We all suffer from it on a scale of 1 to 100, you know, it just depends where you are on that spectrum, but you know, it is absolutely normal. And like, I think I'm not afraid to turn around and say what my experiences were. In fact, I want to share mine with you and anybody else out there, so that if anyone else is struggling with things, they know they're not alone, and that it is normal, and it's okay to talk about it, because if you don't talk about these things, they fester, and when they fester, they don't do anybody any good at all. So I really wanted to like cover next week trolling, and one of the reasons I really, or is it trolling? How do you pronounce it? Because I call it trolling, Tim calls it trolling. But I really wanted to talk next week about trolling and bullying, like whether it be like on social media or whether it be like in normal life, because right now I feel like there's this massive there is a massive problem with that at the moment. It's in quite a lot of stuff on social media, and actually Sarah DeMott would actually back me, because on Twitter the other day over Prince Philip situation, I had made a comment to someone else's comment about something that I thought was right. It wasn't putting anyone down, it was just my own view, and I had then got trolled all day long, and Sarah DeMott actually came on and saw what was happening, and actually big round of applause to you, because she totally had my back. And as soon as Sarah come and had my back, they backed off. And I found that quite...
Good old Sarah.
Yeah, good old Sarah. That just goes to show what it was about. It took one person to pounce on someone, and someone else then saw that because someone else had done it, they felt that they could do it. And then same with other people, because then they had like a bit of an army forming. And it was suddenly like, well, we can sort of bully this person or troll him because we have got the backup that we need. And that's how it works. That's how bullying works, and that's how trolling works. And I was a victim of it the other day. And in fact, I'm not a stranger to being a victim of it, with me being a singer and putting myself out there. I get it a lot. And you probably see from one of my vlogs, my mental health vlogs, that how I've struggled with trolling, and because I'm quite a sensitive
God, you
soul.
make out like you've been trolled loads and you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Not really.
You what? Sarah, Tim just said.
No, I mean you making out
that
like
you wasn't
have
trolled
done.
loads. Sarah
No,
saw
on that
the trolling.
occasion.
I was trolled all day long.
On that occasion, you're making out like it's all the time.
Yeah, last lockdown I was always trolled.
By who?
By loads of people. Did you watch my mental health video?
Yeah.
Typical husband.
Of course I did.
Well, you clearly didn't, because you would see, wouldn't you? Because I did get
Oh,
trolled a lot.
when you was putting stuff in Facebook groups?
Yeah.
Yeah. Calm down.
Well, fancy you going against me, you troll. So, anyway. So, what I wanted to do was talk about that, and, and just kind of put the world to rights a little bit more anyway. So, we'll be talking about that next week if you're all up for it, and we will show these trolls that we are not to be messed with, that is for sure.
Mesmerising Norfolk says, sort the super chat out. Unfortunately, Gaby can't get a super chat. She's not monetised at this moment in time.
Yeah.
You need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time in order to get monetised.
And I'm nowhere near there. I actually have 860 subscribers, so that means I need 140 more before I can get subscribed, which means like even this live tonight, I couldn't schedule it on YouTube because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. But once I get 1,000 subscribers, I can schedule it and I can go from my phone, and I won't have to go on a different device, which is what I have been doing. So it'd be really good if I can get your help. So please give me a share, tell your friends. Let's try and get it up as much as we can. And then that will just make my life a lot easier, so I can actually work YouTube properly, which would be really, really nice. Yeah, Sarah's like just filling us in. Melissa Phillips, we're here for you, Gaby. Bullies are awful. They are awful. I'm all right though, do you know what I mean? But I just felt like I'd got a bit of a fight on my hands. And really, the best way to deal with things like that... Natalie said, Tim, stop upsetting Gaby. He's always upsetting me.
Smidge will
He's a
get
bully.
Smidge will
I've got
get the
bullies on
bullies.
Twitter, and I've got bullies in my house.
Smidge, get them. Get the bullies, Smidge.
Oh, gosh.
Get them, Smidge.
Go on, Smidge, get him, tell him. Yeah, so basically that's what we're going to cover anyway. Tim, well done. You're in the shed tonight, Neil said. No, that's it. Do you know what I'm going to do when I come up here?
Gonna kick my ass.
I'm going to kick his ass. Don't swear, I'll get demonetised.
You're not monetised, so you can swear as much as you want.
I can swear as much as I want.
But you're not that kind of person.
So when it's over, I'm going to go, oi, get here, I need a word with you. And he'll go, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Take it out on my feet.
naturally.
Take it out on my feet. Give me a foot rub.
You've
Take it out of my
You've
feet.
got no chance, mate. You, like I said, you're sleeping in the shed and you're not getting a foot rub. In fact, you never got a foot rub when you were in the good books, so you're not going to get one now, are you? That's Tim from Norfolk, drone guy, just changed
Pike on a
name.
trike is here.
Oh, Pike on a trike, you are so late. We're just about to wrap this up. We're wrapping it up. Selena says, Gabby, don't listen to all the haters and trolls. You're amazing. Thank you, Selena. I really appreciate that. Just so you know, we'll talk about trolling next week. I don't want to totally change this from a Q&A to a whole I've been bullied matter. But the best thing to do with trolls is just ignore. And even on Twitter or wherever you want to do, just say your piece, and then whatever comes after it, ignore it. And I said that to Tim because, I said, do you know what? The most simplest thing to do would have been to just not retaliate. Because as soon as I retaliated, I think that they knew they were upsetting me, and that kind of made them feel quite good about it. So, yeah, ignore. Silence is golden. My dad always used to say to me, in fact, he still does now, why do you retaliate? Silence is golden. Silence is golden. And I think, oh, shut up, Dad. But do you know what? He is so right. Silence is golden. That is for sure. Pike on the trike has been busy. Twitter is like a toilet full of trolls and bullies. It is like a toilet. You're right. Twitter is the worst social media platform, I have to say.
Sarah Scott said, Gabby, I'm always here for you because I am your biggest #1 fan.
Sarah Scott, that is a really, really nice thing to say.
She wants to take you out for a drink and everything.
Thank you, Sarah. I feel absolutely honoured that you said that. It's really nice. Mario says, hi, Gabby. Will you be doing a Burger King visit in a month? Is that a good idea? Well, Mario, the thing is, we don't have a Burger King drive-through, so I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we do have a KFC one.
That's not the same.
It's not the same as McDonald's, though, is it? We did have a bargain bucket the other day, though. I've got to knock these takeaways on the head. But if we had a Burger King here, then I promise you I would definitely do that. Definitely would. Has anyone got any vlog suggestions? Because obviously one of the next ones I want to put up is a haul, because I haven't done a shopping haul for quite a long time. I am in the process of ordering from different stores online bath bombs. So I know this sounds really boring for the guys. Tim, do you know what a bath bomb is?
Yes, I do. Ruins the bath.
Tim reckons that bath bombs ruin the bath. Women beg to differ, because bath bombs, you can get all different types of ones. Through the past couple of years, they have really come on leaps and bounds. They're not just a little ball anymore that you chuck in the bath. Oh no, they're extravagant. There are some really extravagant bath bombs, and I can make a really good vlog out of bath bombs. But the thing is, I've got to wait for them all to come because I'm doing different shops. But if anyone has got any vlog suggestions, pop it in the comments now. I'd love to hear what you think. It's so funny as I say that, because then next thing you know, Cara's comment about the trolls has just come up. Never feed the trolls, just ignore and block them. Absolutely bang on, bang on. And we'll discuss that next week when we have our little live chat about trolls. Trolls. And did you know that trolls don't actually ever have a profile picture? Yes.
Some do.
Yes, so Natalie is quite, yes, haul, yes, bath bombs. I love bath bombs. Fantastic, Natalie. Who else likes bath bombs? Let me know. Am I the only person, and is Natalie the only person? Because, you have got to love bath bombs. Yeah, but you don't
I like bubble bath. You don't like bubble bath.
Tim just likes
Radox. I love it.
The Muscle Ache. And it's boring. So you can't beat a bath bomb, especially when they turn your baths purple. Michael says, bath bombs are lovely. Woo! And Gerald says, ask the owner of Great Yarmouth McDonald's for details of the Chroma.
We now know where that is, but it's on the A148 going out of Chroma, though.
We found it. We know. We're going. But it is in the opposite direction.
Because we come in from the A149. That's why.
That's all right if you're coming in from Norwich. But from, Great Yarmouth area, it's not on that route. But you just have to detour a little bit. But I'm still made up because we really need one. Michael, it looks could kill. You'd be a weapon of mass destruction, miss. What, me? What, the way I looked at Tim? Selena says, Tim's boring. Tanita says, needs, but I have ASG. What's ASG? I don't know what that is. Trolls don't have a backbone. They can't say it to your face. Absolutely. But honestly, we will conquer the trolls next week. If anybody has got any like trolling or bullying stories that you'd like to share with people, and that I could actually, when I'm talking about myself, refer to other people as well in the chat, let me know in a private chat if you're happy to do so. That is, not if you're not. If you're not comfortable, that's absolutely fine. But if anyone has got any sort of like stories they want people to be heard or anything like that, let me know. Message me on Gaby Starbuck Vocalist Facebook page, and then that way I can talk about your situation as well. But only if you're happy to do so. Only if you're happy to share it, because not everybody is. Tanita says, I haven't had a Lush bath bomb in so long because I only got a shower now since I moved. Oh, bummer. And it's not the same if you put it in your sink where you wash your pots, is it? That's for sure. Well, anyway, guys, we are going to wrap this up now because I've took up 1 whole hour of your Tuesday evening. You must be desperate to watch a bit of EastEnders now, or whatever else is on. I don't know what's on TV these days. But... oh, hang on. Suzanne says, how did you manage to get to work on EastEnders? Susan, it takes years and years of trying, trust me. And in the end, it's not what you know. It's kind of who you know. And then it's who that person knows and who that person knows and who that person knows. But yeah, it hasn't been an easy ride.
And it all started off with a bloke coming up to you in a pub.
It did, actually. It's all thanks to my singing, because I got chatting to someone actually in a pub quite far from here, actually. And yeah, and he started talking to me about it. So it all sort of stemmed from there. So, you know, being a singer did open up a little door there. So I can't deny it. I didn't mean to put that, Gabby. I haven't had a bath bomb in so long. I live a Lush one. Cool. I don't know if I've read that wrong. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. So check out my next vlog when I upload it, because I'll be doing that soon once I like scrape it together. And we'll be going live next week where we're going to be talking about bullies and trolling. And if you have got a story that you would like me to share as well as my own with our little viewers on here. I can't believe I had 85 tonight. 85 people watching. I'm just like totally blown away. I'm not even drunk. It's amazing. So yeah, if you have, then please message me on Facebook, let me know about it, and even if you want your name anonymous or whatever, but it'd be nice to like share the love so that we can all feel like we're one great big team. I don't know how cheesy that sounded. I think that sounded quite cheesy, but what I'm trying to say is let's talk about it. It's important. It's always important to talk, as Bob would say. So guys, have a fantastic evening. Thank you very, very much, and thank you for support. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I've got 52 thumbs up, which is amazing. If you haven't, give me a thumbs up. If you could, that would be amazing too. But do subscribe if you haven't already, and click the notification bell so you can be notified of anything that's coming in. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you at the weekend, probably with Tim.
You'll see me on Wednesday. Thursday.
I'll see you soon. I'm not going very far. Take care to you all. See you all soon. Good night. God bless.